Hi and welcome to today's vlog. Today's vlog is a day in the life. I filmed a day in the life vlog over a year ago now, I think, and it went down really well. It had a really positive response on my blog and stuff and on Facebook, so I thought I would do a new one because so much has changed for me in the last 12 months. So in September, as you may or may not know, depends how much of a fan you are, I had an ankle fusion. So they basically put some pins in my ankle, my right ankle, to pin it into place to stop me from having pain. That didn't really go to plan. It all went a little bit peak-tong, and things have been a little bit of a nightmare for me since. So this day in the life is really, I hope, showing some of the struggles I face. I tend not to be very open about what's going on, so people assume that I am doing really well, and if I'm honest, I'm not doing well at all. And I'm hoping that this video helps you to understand me a little bit better, and helps you to understand some of the struggles that I face and how I try and get through them. So maybe you'll find it informative. So this is my day in the life. Now, obviously that was a reenactment. When I wake up in the morning, I tend to have one boob hanging out of my top. There's a cat on my head. There's a lot of swearing involved. There'll be dribble all over my face. So that was obviously a reenactment. I don't really want you to see what I look like when I first get up. The getting out of the bed part, the struggle for me to get out of the bed is real. Getting up, standing up and getting going first thing in the morning is really tricky for me. So that sort of wobble is very real. So warning coming up, you will see my feet a little bit in this vlog. Feet are gross. My feet are super gross. So I apologise about the grossness of my feet. Gross feet coming up next. So as you can see from the video, when I do my sort of first walk of the morning, which is, you know, my walk to the toilet, I always have to go to the toilet as soon as I get up, I struggle. I have a leg length discrepancy still. You can see that my left ankle really turns over. It's a real struggle for me to walk. You can really see it when I've got no shoes on. I mean, you can see it when I've got shoes on. You can tell when I walk that I don't walk right. But walking with no shoes on is a struggle for me. So that first walk in the morning is really hard. After my morning wee, I do a workout. My workout is a seated workout. I found a whole bunch of YouTube videos which are all designed for sort of older people, obese people, people with limited mobility, and I tick all three of those boxes, so it's a perfect workout for me. In the videos, one person does the sit down exercises, one person does the standing exercises, so you can mix and match. You can do the seated, you can do the standing. Some days I can do more of the standing, some days I have to do them all seated. It really depends on how I'm feeling on the day. So it's about 20 minutes. I only burn about 100 calories, but I'm finding it's getting me going for the day. It's helping me maybe lose a tiny little bit of weight, and it's helping me feel a little bit better about myself. And closing all those rings on my iWatch makes me feel like I've really achieved something. So that's one of the main reasons I do the workout in the morning. I can feel like I've achieved something and I've burned a little bit of calories. So the workout works really well for me. If you'd like to know what workouts I use, get in touch and I will let you know. I find them really helpful. They're American, they're very chipper, they say really positive, encouraging things which are very annoying, but they're really simple, easy workouts to do, but they do feel effective. After the workout, I go and have a bath. I share the bathroom with the cats. B likes to drink the bath water, which is always super fun. Getting in and out of the bath is really tough for me, and it's exhausting. I, at the moment, am unable to stand up and have a shower. My legs aren't very strong, my ankle feels weak. I don't feel safe to stand up and have a shower. So I'm having a bath. I have a bath every morning. Which means baths aren't really any fun for me anymore. I used to love having a bath, lush bubble bath, all the works, you know, everything. But because I've been having a bath every day instead of a shower, it's taken the fun out of it for me, which is a bit of a shame. So after the bath, I head into the bedroom and I start getting ready for work. So morning pills, I take one propranolol, it's for anxiety and panic attacks, and then I take one Acrete D3, which is calcium and vitamin D, because I have a calcium deficiency and a vitamin D deficiency, so I take one of those in the morning. I take sertraline. This is for the psychological effects of anxiety and panic attacks. The propranolol is for the physical, sort of the tremors, the palpitations, that sort of thing. I take mebeverin now because I was recently diagnosed with IBS, so I take 2 mebeverin. And then I take a nefapam hydrochloride, that's for pain. It's because I'm suffering from very bad tendonitis at the moment, so I take one of those in the morning. I can take more if I need to. And then last but not least, because all of those medications make me feel sick, I take a prochlorazepine tablet. This is like an antiemetic and anti-nausea medication. I only started these last week. Until then I was sort of vomiting in the morning and feeling really sick all the time. So those are the pills I take. There are 7 of them that I now take in the morning. So I'm having to get up earlier to take them all. The next job is to get my tights on. My feet don't move independently, they don't do anything. As I've mentioned before, they're just like nothing, pointless nothings at the end of my feet. So putting tights on is actually incredibly difficult because you have to do all the work. My feet don't help me at all, so it's really hard to put tights on and it's exhausting. You wouldn't really think that putting a pair of tights on in the morning could be so tiring, but it is. I wear tights to work every day because, well, I hate my legs, and putting tights on them just covers them up a little bit, but it's not easy. Getting shoes on can also be tricky. Again, my feet don't help, they don't move, so you have to sort of force your foot in and hope for the best. Quite often I bend my toes back, I can catch my toes and really hurt my feet when I'm getting my shoes on, so I have to be really careful. So far this morning, the anti-sickness pill hasn't really kicked in. So at the moment, I've got about half an hour before I leave for work, and I'm feeling really sick. I hate feeling sick. I feel sick all the time. It's really horrible. It's really unpleasant. It makes you really tired just to feel sick all the time. And the sickness at the moment is partly side effects of the pills. Ready for work? I'm going to put clothes on first though, obviously. I would like to apologise for the state of my wallpaper. The cat scratched it. It's embarrassing. I didn't really realise how bad it looks, so ignore that. Don't look at it. Pay attention to me. I'm only wearing a bra. Once I'm up, dressed and ready, I head downstairs. Getting up and down the stairs is really tricky now because I've had both ankles fused. My ankles don't have that. So if that's your ankle joint, they don't have that motion anymore. They can't do that. They're fixed. So trying to walk down the stairs, if you think about how you walk down the stairs, you use your joints to do it. I can't do that, so I have to put my sort of the arch of the middle of the bottom of my foot, I suppose the arch, I don't really have arches, on the edge of the step and rock myself over the steps. So it makes me very stampy. It's not easy to get up and down stairs anymore. Luckily our stairs are quite easy. There's a handrail on either side which I have to use, so it's not too bad. It's not the end of the world, but it's really not easy. And I always feel like I'm gonna fall. I have fallen up and downstairs many times in my life, and I'm quite anxious about falling now. I'm a big girl, and although I'm not falling from a big height, I really don't want to get hurt. I'm really worried that I'm going to hurt myself or break my new hip or hurt my feet and just do myself some serious damage. So I live in quite a high state of anxiety that I'm going to fall at some point. So I'm just about to go to work and I'm having a bit of a panic. I don't really know why I'm having a bit of a panic. I haven't really got anything to panic about other than going to work. But I just want to tell you what it feels like for me, because panic and depression and anxiety can feel different for everybody. And I just want to tell you how mine manifests so that you can see that people are different and what you may think is right for you, not right, but what you have isn't what somebody else has. So it's important to know that everybody is really different. So for me at the moment, I'm really hot. I'm so hot that I don't know if you can see, I'm sweating. The sweat is pouring off me. It's not hot this morning. It's not hot in my house. And you can hear it in my voice. I'm panicked. I'm just gonna check my heart rate on my watch because I can feel my chest is fluttering. It feels so fast. And I've just been sat down. I've been sat on my sofa. My heart rate at the moment is 92, which is pretty fast, and my taxi's outside now, so I'm starting to get even more worked up. I'm finding it quite hard to breathe now. And again, there's no real reason for this panic. There's nothing happening. I'm going to work. It's a normal day. So I don't know why I am so panicked. But I'm just going to take 10 seconds to do some breathing and hopefully calm myself enough to get outside and into the taxi so I can get to work. After my work day is done, I get home and I get changed. Getting my shoes off at the end of the day is tricky. My feet generally have swollen up quite a lot. You can see that my legs are quite swollen, my feet are swollen, they're sore, I'm tired. So I get my shoes off and I get changed, and I tend to have to sit down for a little bit just to recover from getting home. More often than not, I've got a banging headache by the time I get home from work. Even if I haven't had it all day, it usually appears at the end of the day. So sometimes I'll take some painkillers for my headache. Yeah, a working day is tough for me. My anxiety at the moment is causing me real problems at work. If I know that the office is going to be busy, which it sometimes is, that panics me. The noise bothers me, the noise panics me, I get anxious. I don't know why, because the people I work with are really lovely. I know them all really well, and they're lovely, lovely people. It's just me, there's something in me that is broken at the moment, that is making me think awful things, and being at work really panics me. This day of my life was particularly tiring. I'd had a meeting in the afternoon that just set me on edge the whole day because I knew I had to go to the meeting. And then whilst I was there, I was asked to take the minutes for it, and then that panicked me. What if I do it wrong? So everything is really hard when you have anxiety and depression, and I've been diagnosed with anxiety, depression and panic attacks recently. And when you have those things, it makes everything 10 times harder. And then throw into that a physical disability with limited mobility and physical limitations. It's really hard. I can't begin to tell you how hard it is, how hard my life is some days. I don't want to seem like I'm whining, because I have a pretty great life. I'm lucky, but it's really hard at the moment, and every single thing just feels like it's making it harder. home now. I'm still on my phased return, so I've only worked until 4 o'clock. And today's been a really long day. It's been really hot as well, and I'm really paranoid about being sweaty, and having sweat patches and stuff. And I've been really hot and clammy and sweaty all day. So that's kind of put me in a bit of a bad mood, because I've been concerned about what other people are thinking about my sweaty mess of a face. And then this afternoon I had to go to a meeting, so our employee engagement forum. We meet once a month, and I'm on that team. So I went to that meeting, and now, even though I've been to it before and I know quite a few people on the team, I know quite a few of them, and I'm friendly with all of them, I still find it really stressful. It's really anxiety inducing to have to go into that meeting, which I now take the minutes for. I do all the admin for it as of today, so I'm really worried about getting that right, about doing it wrong. Am I going to do the right thing? Am I going to be good enough at it? So I sort of spent most of that meeting in quite a high state of anxiety, whilst trying to concentrate enough to write the minutes as well. So that was pretty tough. So I've got home, I've gotten changed, I put my pyjamas back on, and just taken the day's makeup off. To be fair, I've sweated most of it off already, but my face just feels a little bit cleaner now. So that's good. I've taken my shoes and my tights and things off. Usually I would put my slippers on now. This is just like a cooling face mist, just because I'm really hot. Yeah, so usually I'd put my slippers on round about now and just spend the rest of the evening in my slippers. But since my op, I've not really been able to do that because my feet aren't working properly. My feet aren't great, and my mobility is really poor at the moment, so putting the slippers on isn't really an option for me. So I'm going to put a different pair of trainers on. These aren't ideal. I tend not to leave the house too much or do long walking journeys in these, because they don't have a lot of ankle support in them. I've got my insoles in there still, so my insoles go in. I need the insoles in the shoes, else I can't walk in them. So those are going to go on in a minute. I'm going to go downstairs and get myself a cup of tea. I think I'm going to watch some TV and just try and unwind a bit from the day, because like I said, I've been really tense all day. So now that I've come home, I've got quite a bad headache because my body's relaxed, and I quite often get headaches then when my body relaxes. I tend to get quite a bad headache, so I'm going to go and take some paracetamol. I'm going to take my evening pills now. So in the evening, I take some Normabeverin. I have to take 2 of these at lunchtime as well, and I take 1 propanolol at lunchtime too. So obviously I did those at work. I set an alarm for them now because I keep forgetting the lunchtime and the evening ones. So I've got sort of 4 different pills alarms that go off over the course of the day so that I don't forget to take them. So that's my pills done. And there's Figaro doing a cheeky photo bomb. I don't want to see my cat's butt. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a nice cup of tea now and relax for a little bit before my dinner. So it's about 8 o'clock. I've had my tea. I had pasta and chicken for my tea tonight. I think I've had quite a stressful day. I've been quite anxious and quite tense, and one of the ways that this manifests in me is I get a really itchy scalp. It's sort of going red in places. It's so itchy. I feel like I could itch my scalp off, and it's painful. I've itched it so much now that it hurts. So I've come upstairs and I'm going to do a treatment on it. So this is Bodyshop Coconut Oil, and you just sort of basically rub it into your hair and scalp. So that's what I'm going to do now. It smells really nice and the smell's quite soothing. So I'm going to rub this in. My hair looks really greasy now, it's lovely. I'm going to give this a nice sort of massage in to the ends as well. This is really good for my dry ends as well. My hair takes a bit of battering, so putting this on the ends just really packs it out a little bit. And I find the smell quite relaxing. I find sort of massaging it into my scalp quite soothing, and I'm hoping it just calms me down a little bit and gets me ready for sleep tonight. So that's what I'm doing now, and then I'm going to wash it out and blow dry my hair, because blow drying my hair always makes me feel a lot better. So that's my plan for the next couple. My feet are quite sore and swollen tonight. You can see my ankles have gone quite puffy. This is my scar from my most recent op, and you can see where my feet have swollen. My shoes have sort of squashed into them. Look at that, that's quite impressive, isn't it? Yeah, so they're quite swollen, they're quite puffy. My feet are really sore today because when I went to a meeting earlier in work, I tried to use the fob to get into the nearest entrance, and the fob no longer works. It's a key swipe instead. We don't have a key fob, so I had to walk all the way around up a hill. And since I had this ankle fused, and I already have this one fused, it's incredibly hard to walk up slopes anymore. So walking all that way around was really tough and not ideal for a disabled employee. So I think somebody needs to be looking at that. But yeah, swollen, sore, achy feet tonight. My toes have gone quite pink. I'll just show you as well. At the moment, I'm using all of my effort to try and move my toes. You can see some slight movement there, but not a lot. I don't know why I don't just have my feet cut off. They don't do anything. They serve no purpose. So it's time to take my last lot of pills before bed, and at night time I take as many. So I take another of my my Acute D3, that's the calcium and vitamin D3. I take another one of those in the evenings. And I take a propranolol as well in the evenings. And that's my last lot of pills for the day, unless I wake up in the night with a headache or a migraine, in which case, or a hip pain, I might have to take my migraine tablets and painkillers or something. And that's all my pills there. I'm ready to start them all again tomorrow. So before I settle down for the night to sleep, I write in my diary. I've been writing in my diary every day since January. I'm on my second book of the year. I've kept diaries in the past. I usually get bored of them. So I'm feeling really proud of myself that I have managed to keep this diary every day for so long. It really helps me to get my day written down, get my thoughts written down, get everything out of my head and onto a piece of paper before I go to sleep. I'm finding it quite useful, and yeah, if you can write in a diary before you go to bed, it can really help you. If you've got a lot of thoughts in your head going around at the end of the day, I really recommend that you try and just get them out, get them written down. Even if you talk about them on Insta stories, just get them out of your head, and I think that can really help. At the end of the day, we get into bed, turn the light off, go to sleep. except not really. I turn the light off and then I lie there for 3-4 hours and I replay the day's events in my head. I replay my past mistakes. I think about things I could have said or done today that made me look stupid or made people hate me or made me look ugly or made me look fat. I think about how fat I am. I think about how ugly I am. I think about how little I've achieved in my life. And I do this every night. I eventually drift off to sleep. A lot of my pills at the moment are just playing havoc with me. I tend to have a nightmare and then wake up in a panic about 10-15 minutes after I've sort of dozed off. That's really fun. I then get up 3-4 times in the night to go to the toilet. I've been diagnosed with IBS recently, so that's throwing that into the mix as well. I get up to wee a lot. I overthink things. I lie in bed and think, I can't remember if I turned the oven off. I get out of bed, I go downstairs, I check I've turned the oven off. I didn't even use the oven. Why did I think it was turned on? And then I eventually drift off to sleep. I get a few hours sleep and I wake up and I do it all again. And that is very much my life at the moment. Everything is very impactful at the moment. Everything feels like a really big deal. I said to a doctor recently that I didn't think I dealt with stress very well. And what he said to me was, you deal with stress incredibly well, but at the moment you just have so much stress and things going on with all the operations I've had, the way the operations have changed the way I am, so have made me less able to do things by myself. So my stress levels are much higher. So by the time I get to here with the stress, there's only this much left of me to cope with it, which is really interesting. I hadn't thought of it very well. The more stress you have, obviously the more harder it is to, you know, deal with your everyday life. And that can be really tiring. So what do I want you to take away from this video? I think I'd like you to all be aware of other people. You don't always know what's going on. Just because somebody's got a smiley face doesn't mean that they've got a smiley inside. I certainly don't. And I don't want sympathy. I don't want your sympathy. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I just want to be honest and sort of talk about, you know, what it's like for me some days. Some days are easier than others, some days are harder than others. This particular day was probably about 70% hard. I've had worse days, I've had better days. And that's my day. That was filmed on Tuesday, so that was my day in the life on a Tuesday. So I was going to work, doing normal things that I would normally do, and it was tough. My disability, Sacral Agenesis, makes my day tough. I was in two minds about uploading this vlog because, having looked back at the clips where I filmed myself walking to and from, really brought it home to me just how weird and deformed my feet and ankles are. My left ankle especially, really turns over. My heel is sort of on one side and the top of my foot is on the other. It's so weird, and I walk with a really noticeable limp, and it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing to walk around and have people looking at you because you're walking weird. And I hate that. I hate it. I hate how fat I look in this video. I hate how clumsy I look when I walk around, how clumsy I look when I get out of the bed, how clumsy I am at everything, how difficult everything is. So I really was in two minds about posting this video, but I wanted this channel to be honest, and I wanted it to really shine a light on what disability can really be like for people. Everybody is fighting a battle. Some people's battles are harder than others, but they are no less significant. So yeah, I decided to post it because I want to be honest. I want this to be an open and honest channel about me and about my disability. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, if you've got any questions, if you've got any suggestions, please get in touch below. As always, you can find all of my posts at www.estellosaurus.co.uk, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!